Hey, welcome to the web development section with ChatGPT. In this section, I'll show you how you can use ChatGPT to generate Python web apps, so web apps made with Python. We'll ask ChatGPT to generate the code and then we'll put the code into Thonny, the Thonny IDE, and then run the code to see the web app. So let's go to ChatGPT and start with the first basic example. I want to create a word counter web app, right? So that would be a description, a first description, just to tell ChatGPT what you intend to do, and then you can give more details. The user should be able to enter some text and press a button to get the word count. Now, this here is optional. Press a button to get the word count. So you have two options here. If you have an interface in mind, how you want the web app, the website to look like. So if you want a button there, then you want to specify that there is a button that the user can press and then can get the word count. But if you're not sure about what interface you want, then you can let ChatGPT use its experience to come up with an optimal interface, so a popular interface, which perhaps doesn't have a button, so perhaps the user can just type in the code and the word count will show dynamically on the fly somewhere, so feel free to use either way. I'll just leave it to the hands of ChatGPT, so I'll just say the user should be able to enter some text and get something general and get the word count. Although you can also keep this second sentence out, so if you want ChatGPT just to decide on its own what the interface should look like, then this will be enough. And then all you would have to do is write me a web app using Flask and Python. So Flask is one of the Python web frameworks, so it's like an extension, but it's called a framework, a web framework. So just like we had Streamlit to create those data analysis web apps, we have Flask for more general purpose web apps. So with that, you can press enter, and ChatGPT should give you the code you need. So now, you might be tempted to copy that code and go to Thonny and paste it somewhere, but ChatGPT here will give you two pieces of code blocks. So that's the first one, and that is the second one. This is most likely the case, but you could also get just one, which is fine. So don't worry if you get one code block, but if you get two, we should take care to copy both two in our Thonny. So let's go to Thonny. This is section 4, so I'll create a new directory inside my ChatGPT course directory. So new directory and name it section 4. Press OK. Go inside that section 4 directory. And then here, instead of creating a new file, what you want to do instead is create a new directory and name it web app 1 and press OK. Go inside web app 1. So we'll create multiple web apps through this section, and it's good to keep all those web apps in a separate directory. So the first web app will be inside this directory. I'm creating a separate directory for each web app because for each web app we will have multiple files. So for web applications, one Python file is not enough. You need multiple files. So let's create the first file, new file, inside web app 1 and name it lecture1.py. Press OK. And then you want to create a directory inside web app also. So new directory, call it templates. The name should be exactly as you see it here, with lowercase letters, templates, so plural, with an S at the end, not template, but templates. Press Okay, so we have this directory and we have this lecture.py file. Now we can go to ChatGPT and copy the first code. So this is the Python code. Make sure you are copying the Python code. You know that when it says here Python, and you also know that when you see these import statements at the top here. So you know that that's the Python code. So copy that, go to Thony, paste it in here, save it. When you save it, this should show up, lecture1.py. So make sure that your directory structure looks like this. So .py file is here, and you have the templates folder in the same directory, which is web app 1, right? Now we go inside templates, so double click. You are inside templates. You want to right click here and create a new file. This will be an index.html file. Press OK. And inside index.html, you want to copy the other code, which is one here. So it could say PHP or HTML, but it starts with this doctype HTML. That's how you know that this is HTML code for sure. So doctype HTML, and then it follows with HTML and so on. So copy that, go to Thony. You want to paste it here, save, and we've got this index.html file inside the templates folder. Go back to web app 1, so you can expand that if you like, and you'll see that you have this directory structure. So your directory structure should be the same as mine. So lecture1 index.html inside templates. Then we're ready to run this. So go to lecture1.py, double click it, and go to the run button. You'll get this error, no module named Flask. So that means you need to install Flask. So copy it, go to Tools, Manage Packages, paste Flask there, search, click on the Flask result. This button should show up, so press on that button to install the Flask extension for Python. So Flask was installed on my computer, so I can close that window and start the app. So I just ran the app using this button. This time I don't get an error, so these are not errors, right? This, if you see these, that means the app is running. You can visit the app either by clicking on this link here, or you can copy that link and go to your browser and paste it in your address bar. So there we go. That's the app. Hello, I'm here. Press on count words and we get 4 words. Now this is not very impressive, I admit. So this is lacking CSS. So what is CSS? Let's add some CSS. Well, to understand CSS, first let's make sure you understand these 2 files. So we have a .py file, which is a Python file that contains the Python code. And then we have the .html file. The Python file is what makes the communication between the browser and the server. So these are invisible things to the user, but inside index.html, which looks like this contains HTML code. HTML code is what renders these widgets, that text there, this text box, the button. So HTML is what builds the visible part of a web app, which is also known as the front end, and Python is what builds the back end. And the two communicate with each other to serve a web app to the users, such as this one. Now, we also have CSS. CSS is applied to the HTML elements to make them look better. So this box here could look better if we add some CSS. So let's go back to ChatGPT, and it's important to be in the same chat that we've been working on for this app. And you want to state the problem. The app looks very basic on the front end. Add some bootstrap to make it look more modern. So what is Bootstrap? I mentioned CSS. Well, Bootstrap is a library of CSS. So it's CSS actually, but it makes things easier. So it's a modern CSS library. So you just press enter and wait for a response. So now what ChatGPT will do normally is it will give us the updated index.html code, which is this one in here, right? So what you're supposed to do is you want to wait for this code to finish, and then you want to copy that code and replace it. We'll do that together, so let's wait first. So there we go, the code is ready, so let's copy it and go to Thonny, go to index.html, so double click it, and here you might want to specify Thonny to open it with Thonny among your programs. So there we go, Thonny. Check this text box as well and press on OK. So you want to select that all, delete it and paste the updated code that we just got from ChatGPT, and then you want to press the save button, don't forget that. And then you want to rerun the app using that button. Oh, but be careful here, because you see what I did is I ran the index.html file, so you want to make sure you are inside lecture1.py and then press that button. Then click on that, reload the page. Now the app still looks like there isn't any styling, so in that case that happens sometimes. So all you need to do is go back to ChatGPT and just tell the problem, the exact problem you have. I tried that code, but no styling was applied. So styling means the HTML page, this page is still basic. Give me a working alternative and press enter to execute it. And so ChatGPT will give us an alternative, which consists of creating a new file named style.css in the static directory. So we need to go back to Thonny. In the web app 1 directory, we want to create a new directory called static with lowercase letters. Go inside static, then create here a new file named style.css. Style.css. Press OK, and you want to copy that code inside style.css. So copy that, paste it here. Right? Go back to ChatGPT. And then you want to update the Python code with this code. So lecture.py, select it all, delete, paste the new code, go back here, and then you also want to update the index.html code. So go to templates, index.html, update it with a new code, and then you want to save all of them. So index.html, save, lecture1.py, save, style.css, save. Yeah, that's what we have. And yeah, let's run the code again. So go to lecture1.py and then you press that button. Visit that, and now we've got a better representation of the web app. Hello there again. So 3 words. There we go, 3 words. It's working. So that's how you can create web apps with Python and ChatGPT. As you can see, it could be more demanding to generate web apps, so you have to be a bit persistent with your follow-up questions. You might not get it right the first time. Let me wrap up what we did. So we just said we want to create a word counter web app using Flask and Python. Then we got the Python code and the HTML code. Then we asked to get some Bootstrap. ChatGPT gave us some non-working code, And then we asked that was not working, give me a working alternative. So the alternative word is the keyword here. And then ChatGPT gave us this. So the structure of a web app is this one in here. So you have one main folder. In that folder we have the Python file. Then you have a static and a templates folder. These should be exactly named as you see here. Inside static you have the styling files. Inside templates you have the HTML files. And that's it. Thanks for following. See you later. Hey, welcome back to building a new web app with ChatGPT. Previously we built a word counter web app. Now let's close all these files so we have a fresh view here. Also close the shell. And we want to create a new folder where we'll place the new app. So this is the web app 1 folder. We want to go back one directory. So that's section 4. In this directory, I want to create a new directory, web app 2. Press enter, double click to go inside that directory. And first you want to create a structure. So a directory structure, templates, a folder, another folder, static. So this is the standard for Flask apps, and then create a Python file here. lecture2.py. Press enter. Now in this directory we also want to put a file. That file is this one here, which you can find attached in the lecture resources, so quotes.txt. Copy that file and paste it in that web app 2 directory, so you might want to find that in your file system. Web app 2, paste it in here. What is this file? This file contains quotes. So, for example, that's the first quote, and the author of that, the second quote, the third one, and so on. So we want to create a web app which displays a random quotes each time the website is visited. So a random quote from this file. So this is a web app where we want to give some input data. So let's see how we can communicate with ChatGPT to build this web app. This is a new web app, so I want to create a new chat. So we want to start from telling ChatGPT what data we have. So I have a quotes.txt file. That file contains quotes. The file structure looks like this. So we want to give here the first lines of the file. So double click the file in Thony and perhaps copy the first 4 or 5 quotes. So copy them and paste them in here. And then you want to tell, I want to create a web app that displays one of the quotes of the quotes.txt file whenever the web app is visited. Write a web app using Flask and Python and press enter to execute it. So there we go, we have the Python file here. Now, this time ChatGPT is giving us the code pieces by pieces, so which could be a bit challenging for you to get all these pieces together. So if you find that challenging, then you can wait for ChatGPT to finish generating those pieces. So basically this is the same code, right? But it's in different steps. So if you don't want the steps, then you want to follow up with a query, and you can tell ChatGPT to give you the code in one piece. So let's wait first. But it's also possible that you might get the code in different steps here, and then ChatGPT will give you the complete code, so it will get all those chunks and put them together as it's doing right now. So there we go. So that means I will not have to ask ChatGPT to give me the complete code. If it was not giving me the complete code in here, then I would say something like, you gave me the Python code in chunks. Please give me the complete code in one piece. And that would do it. But I will not have to do that. So that's my Python code. I can copy it. And that was in steps. So I don't need that because that's already here. So I'll copy that code inside lecture.py file. So paste here, save, and that file is displayed in here. So you see inside the file we are referring to the codes.txt file, which is located in this directory. So if this is perhaps static /quotes in your case, then you might need to put codes.txt inside the static folder for the connection to occur. But in my case this is not the case. It's just quotes.txt, so everything is fine. So save the code again, and let's look for the other code, so the HTML code. Copy that, go to Thony, inside templates now. So let's double click inside templates, create a new file, index.html, press OK, paste that HTML code there, save, go back, and let's run lecture.py. So double click on lecture.py, make sure it's open here, and then you press that button. To run it, click on that link, and there we go. So that's a random quote generator, like a heading here, and then that's one quote. If I reload the page, I get another quote, another, and so on. So it's working fine. If you want to add some styling, you can follow the instructions in the previous video. So that is where I explain how to add CSS styling to your web apps. And yeah, that's about this. This is how you can make web apps by specifying some input data first, as we did here. So we had a quotes.txt file, and then we described what that file contains by just giving a sample of that file. And then ChatGPT will create a Python script which parses that quotes.txt file because it knows what the structure of that file is inside. So thanks a lot, see you later. Hi, in the previous video we built this website, a random quote generator. This website runs locally for now. Locally meaning that you are the only one who can visit this website. So in this video we want to publish this website on the internet so that everyone can visit the website through the website's address, through the website URL. Let's see how to do that. First of all, I want you to understand how this process works. So on the internet you have the servers and the clients. So a server is the computer where the website is running. And this computer is one client, one person who is visiting that website, which is stored in this server. So currently these files are stored in our computer. So our computer is behaving as a server currently, but also as a client. So now we want to be able to upload these files to a remote server. I'll show you a free service which give you a server for free, so you can upload your files there, and those files will be available 24/7. So your website will be available 24/7 and everyone can visit it. So let's do this. Let's upload the website to a server so it is public. Let's go to Google and search for Python Anywhere. And this website should show up, pythonanywhere.com, so click there. You want to go to pricing and sign up, create a beginner account, pick a username, enter your email address here, and pick a password, agree to the terms and conditions, and click on register. So that should give you a free account on Python Anywhere. And then to upload your website, to publish your website, you should go to the web menu here, and you want to go to add a new web app. And then go to next, choose Flask, choose Python 3.10, and then here you want to rename this to reflect the name of your Python file. So we're talking about web app 2, right? My Python file is named lecture2.py. So to make sure you're getting the correct file name, just go to rename, copy that entire text with Ctrl+C or Command+C and go to your browser. So you want to replace that last part after the slash, you want to paste your file name. So go to next after that. You should see this view, and then you want to go to the files section. And then you want to go to My Site. My Site is the directory which will contain all your web app files. So My Site is like a directory inside this server. So we have access to a server now. We are accessing that server through this website, through Python Anywhere, so through this interface. And in this My Site folder, we have this lecture2.py file already uploaded, but we want to click over that file and we want to change this default code. So you want to delete that and you want to copy your code into there. So select all that with Ctrl+A and copy it and paste it in this file here. So make sure to delete these empty lines. Also, a very important change we want to do here is we want to change this part here. This is the path, the file path to the quotes.txt file. What you want to do is you want to go here and copy this. So /home/ your username /my site/ copy that text. Go here just before the quotes and paste that text in here. And I'll put this up here. So this is a correct path. So double quotes /home, your username /my site/ quotes.txt quotes. So we need to do this change because the path system inside this server works differently from the path in our computer. So then you want to press save, and then you want to click on My Site to go back to the directory here. So we are in My Site. So My Site is the equivalent of web app 2. So now we also want to upload quotes.txt there, and we want to upload these two folders as well, along with any files they may contain. So let's go with the quotes.txt file next. So to upload files, you can either create them by pressing that and paste the content there, or you can press on that upload a file button. So I want to locate that code.txt file in users as and then ChatGPT core section 4 web app 2. There we go, quotes.txt, open, wait a few seconds and quotes.txt will be displayed in here, right? So if I click it, I should see the quotes in here. So don't change it, go back to my site. I just wanted to show that to you. Next, we want to upload those two directories, but you cannot upload directories, static or templates. First, you want to create empty directories, so go here and write template. So templates with lowercase letters with an S at the end, and press on new directory. When you press on new directory, two things will happen. First, a new directory called templates will be created, and second, you'll be taken to that directory. So you can see that now we are inside templates. So we want to go back to my site by clicking over my site. And then you'll see that here on the left we have the templates directory and the files here on the right. So here we see the directories inside my site, and here we see the files inside my site. So let's create the second directory, static, even though this is not really necessary because we have no files there. But anyway, just to be consistent, let's create a static directory. So note that I'm creating this inside my site, so make sure to be inside my site when you create that directory. Otherwise, you may be creating it inside the templates directory. So note the difference. We have static here and templates in the my site directory. Next, we want to go inside templates and upload the index.html file inside there. There we go. So inside templates, we have index.html. Go back to my site and we have uploaded all the files and directories. So next, what we want to do is we want to go back to web and we want to reload the website. And once that is completed, then we're done. All we can do now is visit our website, and the URL is this one in here. In my case, it is r.python.pythonanywhere.com. So r.python is the username of my Python Anywhere account. So in your case, it should be your username. So to visit your website, you can click over that link or right click and go to open new window. And there is our website. So that's a random code. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit. If you reload, you'll get a new one, perhaps, and so on. So this site now can be accessed by anyone. This is your public URL. Anyone on the internet can visit your website. So I hope this helps, and thanks a lot for following so far. I'll see you in the next videos.